Hey everyone, Summer with AstariaSen, and I'm here for day 5. Day 5 of the Tarot to Art journaling project. I'm having a lot of fun doing it so far. I do have to tell you guys that I'm going out to my property this weekend, so I will not be uploading journal videos this weekend. I will do them starting again on Monday and Tuesday to finish day 6 and day 7 because I can't upload from my property. I'll have other videos up. It just won't be the journal ones. So be prepared for that. So today I got the Queen of Wands, and this is the one from the Revelations Tarot. This was an interesting card, and I'm actually surprised how the art came out for me. It ended up being way simple, okay? And I show you how I do everything and everything else in the video to come. It's only like 12 minutes long. It's not very long at all. And I'll talk to you about the Queen of Wands, the energy I brought to it for my creative art and stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that here in just a few minutes. But I found the Queen of Wands interesting in the end because I'm not really a big yellow person and I'm not a big gold person, but that seems like the energy that came off very prevalent for the Queen of Wands. And I do see like a gold as like a passionate color, but also kind of a confident color. And yellows are really positive colors as well. And the Queen of Wands has a more positive feel to me, but it has a shadowy aspect that I talk about, that I'm going to be talking about too. And one that I apply to my artistry, because sometimes we don't always feel good enough. And sometimes we're jealous. And sometimes we are our own worst enemy. So here we go. Tarot to art. See you guys in just a moment. Hey everyone. So, on the page or on the screen, you will see that I have a box next to me and I have some other things going on. So I was looking on YouTube and looking on different art sites and stuff like that. And I came across one that said watered down some acrylic paint and then go ahead and spray it on your page and see what happens. So I did. I used yellow because that's part of the Queen card that I pulled from the Revelations Tarot. And I went ahead and I mixed up some acrylic yellow and a little bit of like a sparkly gold ink, or not ink, but paint, and added it to a mini spray bottle with a bunch of water in it and stirred it a lot. And it took a little bit of time to actually do and get right, but I finally got it to the point where it would actually show up yellow on the page. Apparently yellow is really hard to get to show up on pages unless you use a lot of yellow acrylic paint with the water. So I went ahead and did that. I do like the look of it. It's a subtle look. I mean, it's bright, but it's also very subtle. It's not like in your face kind like the gold is or anything like that. And it's got a little bit of a shine to it, which you can't actually see in the camera, but when you're looking at it in person, you can kind of see some of the sparkle because I used like a little bit of a gold sheen acrylic paint with my yellow to kind of give it that sparkle because I like sparkles. Yeah. I know, I'm a little weird. So let's talk about how I applied the Queen of Wands to my art today. You already know that I use the yellow colorings to add to my art, but I also used it as a way to get back to basic ideas. And you're gonna see me draw out the Queen of Wands card. And yes, I do keep it simple. But when I was younger, my teenage years, I used to draw half faces all the time, and I decided that I would draw a half face on the Queen of Wands this time and see what happens. It's that idea, I've been around a while. The queens, that's what they have. They've been around a while. Queen energy, I mean, yeah, it's creative energy and it's feminine energy and it's that confidence that comes with all queens, right? But there's this aspect of the queens that confidence comes from somewhere. You've been around. You've done some things. You've done this for some years. You've experienced both the good and the bad, and you've come into that queen energy. And I feel like that's what I was trying to express on this page. And I wanted to do more writing than anything, because writing is also a form of art for me too. The journaling is a form of art. And I really wanted to get my thoughts together and down on this page to really express myself and show myself, remind myself who I am, because oftentimes I get down on myself. I really do. So here you'll see me do the half face. I did go over it in, I drew it on in pencil first. That way I would be able to easily draw it in on camera for you. It's not really, this isn't like a how to draw that kind of face. I mean, if you guys really want me to do a how to draw that face, I can try, but it kind of never turns out the same ever. And sometimes they're really bad. This one happened to not be bad, so I'm really proud of myself. Though, in retrospect, looking at this pen, when I was using the pen, the lines were a lot thicker than what I wanted them to be using this pen, even though it's supposed to be this fine point ebony pen that I have. It says extra fine on it, but when I was doing the fine lines on this, it was not as fine as I wanted it to be. So yeah, I'm just drawing in the hair. I'm not really going to color her in or anything like that. I'm going to keep her this like black and white color. I think it stands out really well on the page and on the Queen of Wands representative card. And I don't know, I just like the way that it looks in black and white. It's appealing to me. My dog's over here walking around, so if you hear thumping sounds, it's because he's up and walking around, and he's doing much better, by the way, from his surgery. So anyways, oftentimes we get jealous, you know, as artists, as writers, as YouTubers or whatever. Sometimes our jealousy can rear its ugly head, even if we don't outwardly show anybody, or even if we don't actively tell anybody. Inside, sometimes we're looking at that person and you're like, why can't I be that good? Why am I not good enough? Why am I not selling enough? Why is that person's art more detailed than my art? Or why does that face look better than my face? Or why does that YouTuber do her channel better than my channel? Etc., etc. And we get down on ourselves. I mean, does that sound familiar to anybody? Because it's bad for me sometimes. And I can get down on myself for not being as productive as I want to be, or sometimes even just being productive at all. Or maybe I'm not as productive as I see other people being. And I don't know their life or anything like that, but somewhere in my brain, that ugly critic, that ugly jealousy rears up. And the Queen of Wands, the reversal side of the Queen of Wands, has that jealousy aspect, has that ego that really just comes into play. So sometimes that jealousy gets a hold of me, and that my critic goes on, and I'm hard on myself and in my art, because I see how productive I'm not being. I can see all the cracks in my sculptures, or all the air bubbles that come up sometimes, or how something was not quite the same shape that it should have been, you know, when I originally planned it out. And I can see the flaws. I see the flaws in my writing because I didn't spell that word right, or I messed up on that word but I didn't want to cross it out, or maybe I didn't leave myself enough space to write, or I can see my own flaws in my drawing. I mean, even looking at this drawing on the page, I can find flaws on it. I don't see it the way you guys are going to see that drawing. I want to say that it's pretty, and I look at it as pretty, but then when I look a little bit closer, in my brain, I'm thinking, well, it's not really that good, and I've seen other people do better. But you know what? That's part of that queen energy that we have to face, that reverse side of the Queen of Wands, because that passion is so strong sometimes, right? And it can really get involved, but that passion is also there on the egotistical reversal side, that shadowy side, and that's where that jealousy comes in, because we see the mistakes. And even if we don't look for it in others, we see it in ourselves. The Queen of Wands is so passionate, so driven, so determined, compassionate, charismatic, a friendly kind of person. And outwardly, we do that. We show people that. More often than not, even in my art, I show people that. Person to person, I'm really good at showing people how confident I am in my artistic abilities, sculpting or journaling or anything like that. I tend to show people face to face that I'm proud of what I do, and I am proud of what I do. It's not fake or false. I'm authentic with that. But I think many of us put our best foot forward when we're in front of others. And then we come to the studio, or we go into our heads, or we start researching and looking at other people. And all of a sudden, this jealousy and this negativity like starts wheedling its way in. And we're the worst on ourselves. We're hard on ourselves. We're critiquing ourselves. We're going, oh man, I wish I would have done it that way. Or why didn't I think of that, right? And that lingers. So this page is about the positivity of it. It's about acknowledging that I do have both the positive and shadowy aspects, the upright and reversal aspects of the Queen of Wands, that I know I have it. I want myself to know that I have it. I want myself to acknowledge the fact that, yes, I can be jealous. I am jealous of even friends who do beautiful artwork. Sometimes it seems to me somebody touches a page and it turns out beautiful no matter what they do, right? But for them, it may not seem like that, but for me, it does. And I think we need to experience that and explore that in ourselves, individually, to really get a hold of it, to get a hold of our critics and tell ourselves, it's going to be okay. But this page is about reminding myself also, I'm a queen. I've been there. I've done that, and I'll be able to do it again. So yeah, that's what this whole entire page is about. So if you're doing your journal page and you come across a queen, maybe you can explore that energy within yourself. Remind yourself that, yeah, you are passionate and you are creative and you have that energy inside you, even if you don't feel like it sometimes. So here on the page, I'm actually just writing my journal thoughts out, and I don't mind reading it to you. I don't know if you guys can actually see the words on the page that easily. I personally can't, but that could just be my sight. So what I say on here is that Queen of Wands to art, it's like having all the confidence, the charisma, the passion to do your thing, because you've been there and you've got the experience needed to make it all happen, with the drive also. But on the flip side, as an artist, our ego and our critic can and will get in the way. Jealousy could become a problem. Not feeling up to par with peers or other artists. Sometimes I look at other people's art and I get down on myself because I compare myself to others. Then a bunch of negative jealousy comes in, like, why is my art not selling like theirs? Why is hers cuter, more detailed, etc.? I've been creating for almost 6 years now, sculpting really, actually. And I still get down on myself, but at some point I stop and remind myself, I am a queen. And of course, I'm telling you guys all of this, but I say it faster than I'm writing it. And then the little word stickers that I added on here, the first one is all the confidence in the world. The second one is a writer of influence, because I'm also an author. I was a USA Today bestselling author before I quit. Not because I didn't want to do it anymore or I didn't feel good enough. It was because of migraines, by the way. That's how I ended up getting into my artistry and sculpting and stuff. And then the third one is artist, because writing is an art form. Journaling is an art form. Altars are an art form. My sculpting is an art form. Painting is an art form. So I put artist on there just to remind myself that all the confidence in the world, a writer of influence, an artist, and Queen of Wands, it all ties really well together for me. And I am a queen. I can do this. And there's just myself telling me that. There's just myself that I have to contend with. I don't need to be in competition with anybody else, because everybody's art is special and everybody's art is different and everybody's art is their own. And that's the beautiful thing about artwork. Even if we're working on the same exact thing, it's not going to come out the same exact way as somebody else's. So it's just a reminder of that. So then I outline my page and I'm pretty much done. So there's only about 20 seconds left. So I hope you guys have a beautiful day and have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you guys again with more journal stuff on Monday. Have a very great day.